Hey, what's awesome, everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives here with another knife review / knife overview on a nice, very budgety knife today. We got this Freetiger FT81. Let's see if this has an official name. I got the box right here. Nope, just the FT81. This is a knife that's available on their website as well as Amazon, and it's a great knife for a last-minute Christmas gift. I don't know if it'd get here in time or not, but these go for about 30 to 40 bucks, and I figured it'd be a good time to do the review of this knife. Before we get into it, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, comment what you think down below, and subscribe to the channel if you like to see a bunch of different kind of knives. But let's go over what we got here. So for 30 to 35 bucks, you have outer Ultim scales on both sides. Pretty nice Ultim. It's kind of semi-polished, kind of not. You got some red-ish orange pivot rings there. I'm sure that's aluminum. With some bluish looking pivots. You got steel liners underneath those Ultim scales, which I actually have a negative about. We'll get into that. A very long, nice, deep carry black pocket clip. D2 as the blade steel, and some sort of coating on the blade. You do have some nice bearings in there. And this is a very large knife. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons to some very popular knives out there in the knife collecting community. A Civivi Elementum, as well as a QSP Penguin. These are kind of average size knives here. As you can see, the Freetiger is larger than both of those. A little bit larger of a knife in its own right. The Demco 80-20.5. Freetiger is still definitely larger and especially thicker than the Demco, along with the Drop Bear 2 that we just unboxed, Christmas edition. Pretty good time to whip that out, seeing as Christmas is less than a week away, or it is exactly a week away from today. Let's go ahead and show this thickness, because this is a very thick knife if you count those Ultim scales. See how thick it is compared to the 80-20.5? Oh yeah, the orange backspacer too, I forgot about that. So I'm guessing that's supposed to be orange then. I'm a little bit colorblind to light colors, so you're gonna have to forgive me in that respect. But yeah, it's a pretty thick boy. It's also, I know it's a little bit bigger than the Demco, but it's also a lot heavier, and there's a big reason for that, and we're going to get into that. But let's go over my 5 points, and we will see how good this knife hits in all 5 categories. I like, when I review knives on the channel, I like to have 5 points to talk about and go over how well it scores in each category. The first point is fit and finish. Now, I'm going to give this knife a 3.5, and that's because I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera, but my Ultim came a little bit scratched up underneath. Now, I have not tried to take this knife apart and clean it, but you know what? You really shouldn't have to on a new knife. It may just need cleaned, but there's also some weird oil spots. Oh yeah, you can see them there showing up around the screw spots. And I'm not sure what that is exactly, but that hasn't started till recently. So I'm probably going to take this knife apart before I do the, oh yeah, it's right there too. See it around the, I didn't even notice that. See it around the pivot area. I'm trying to get it to show up on the camera. You can kind of see it starting to show up there. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, I'm gonna need to check that out before the review. I may actually disassemble this knife. I don't generally disassemble my knives, but this one should be pretty simple to disassemble. Now, what caught my eye, of course, is all the craziness look of this knife here. But yeah, I would say the fit and finish is only 3.5 out of 10, just because of all this that I'm gonna have to do to make it look perfect. Hopefully it's easy to disassemble. It looks pretty straightforward. You got pivot, 2 screws, and probably 2 screws counting the pocket clip screw back here. So should be pretty easy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to disassemble this and clean it. Maybe in the future I'll give an update video on it. But as you can see, this knife is very smooth. Yeah, very smooth. Now the blade seems to be relatively well. The blade came very, very sharp. The finish on the top of the blade is very nice. I'm not sure what exactly this coating is. Probably just PVD coated or something even cheaper. But yeah, we'll stick with the 3.5 for the finish. The next category is price for the materials and the work. You know, they're advertising this as Ultem. Ultem is a company. So if they bought actual Ultem, then, you know, 30 to 35 bucks for D2 and Ultem isn't that bad. It's really not. Lines up with about other Amazon knives, but they don't have Ultem on them. They're usually in just G10 or something along those lines, or that cheap carbon fiber. So, you know what? We'll give it a 5 out of 5 for price on the materials and the work. I think it's priced right. I don't think it's overpriced. It's right where it should be. Smooth action and fidgetivity. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll get a 5 out of 5 in this as well. And reason being, most people, I have large size gloves, most people are going to be able to reverse flick. You see me do it there. I know it doesn't look like there's a way to do it, but your finger will actually catch that coating on the back of the blade, and you'll be able to reverse flick this knife, which is pretty sweet. The flipper tab, of course, is the main way to open, but reverse flipping does work. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for that. I was hoping it would work, and it does. So, is it easy to carry, and is it lightweight? So here's where I think they messed up. It is easy to carry. The Ultem scales are nice and smooth with a little bit of grip on them. So when you grab a hold of the knife, it is pretty comfortable outside. The lock bar here, or the locking liner, I should say, protrudes a little bit too much. I think they should have shaved a little bit more off. It's very easy to access to close, but it makes it a little bit uncomfortable, right? But also, as far as the lightweight goes, these liners should have been milled, and competitors in this price range 100% mill out their liners. Now, I'm not going to say this is a clone. As far as I know, this is an original design, so you can't fully say this, but like Gonzo, Ethan Grow, other Amazon brands that are around this price point, you know, they do that to their knives. Cut, more of a knife nerd brand, if you will. Not, you know, outside the knife community, not as many people would know about Cut, unless they've seen one pop up. But yeah, they, you know, they do that to their knives as well. They mill out the liners. Plus, with the Ultem, would it not have looked a lot cooler with milled liners? Would it not have? Like, why did they not do that? I honestly can't figure out why they didn't. Like, imagine if there's like 3 holes in here. The Ultem scale could go all the way through. The sun could go all the way through, etc. But instead, the Ultem, you just see this basic silver scale behind it, and it would look so much better if it had liners. Let me, I should have had it sitting here beside me to do this review. But let me show you what it would look like real quick. Let me grab my Civivi now. This knife is $100, so keep that in mind. But look at this knife. Look at this Ultem. See how you can see through the polished Ultem? See the holes in there? Outside in the sun, when the blade's open, you can see all the way through this knife when the sun hits it right. And pretty cool. Not to mention, when the blade is shut, you can see the Damascus through the Ultem. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but you can see the lines there of the Damascus through the Ultem. And that would have been cool to do on this knife as well. Like, why not? But see how this Ultem doesn't have the weird stuff going on around the screws. It doesn't have weird marks going on in there. It's just better. Now, that knife does cost, you know, not quite 3 times as much, but close. But it's just the point. I expect at least milled liners for this. And And you could kind of say that for price of materials and work. Maybe we should dock half a point, bring it down to 4.5 out of 5 for not milling the liners. I'd be willing to do that. Other competitors at this price point do have milled liners. So, you know, it's not that heavy. Like, I'm making it sound really heavy. It's not that heavy for its size, but compared to the bull tusk, it is heavier than the bull tusk. And the bull tusk has a bigger blade. Granted, it has thinner handles, but again, these handles could have been thinner as well. So, you know, it's kind of a give and take here. Kind of a give and take. And I think they could have done a little better. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for this. Is it easy to maintain, clean, and sharpen? Well, as far as I can tell, yes. As far as I can see, it didn't look like it would be complicated. Liner locks are usually pretty simple to take apart. You know, I'm going to get in here. There's going to be, you know, the bearings in there. I'm going to have to take this Ultim scale off. It wouldn't be any more complicated to take apart than the Civivi would, because as you can see, we have the same amount of hardware. Got 2 here. And, oh, you know what? I misspoke. We got the pain in the butt pivot stuff going on here that I'm going to have to deal with when I take this apart. My goodness, you talk about a pain in the butt thing to do with the knife. So depending on how easy this happens, you're going to have to hold one side in place while you unscrew the other. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is such a pain to do. And I absolutely hate it. And it's not really necessary, okay? It's not really needed. Like, look at the Demco here. Got pivot screw, nothing. Why do you need? Just have the other end be a fastener and make sure that we can know which side to screw. Granted, this comes out a lot easier. It comes out less easy, so in a way you can say that's an advantage, but to me that's a disadvantage, okay? So, come on. I'm gonna dock it a point literally just for that. So 4 out of 5. I would say overall, this knife gets a solid 7 out of 10. In my book anyways. It's not the perfect knife. It's not the worst knife. It's definitely a good knife to have. Maybe when I take these Ultim scales off and clean all the inside, maybe it'll be a little bit better. It's definitely got great action for a $30 knife. My goodness, this thing is super smooth. Super smooth. You don't even feel that blade come out. I bet I can't feel this knife. Let's see. Oh, I can. That's actually surprising. Yeah, I can feel it. Just barely. Let's see if I hold it perfectly sideways. Oh, I might not be able to feel. Gravity might have been helping a little bit there. Oh, yeah, I still can. Okay. So you got to give it a little bit. Unless you're allowing gravity to do all the work, of course. But most people are going to pull it out of their pockets like this and flick it open. You got to do a little bit of work. But so it's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close. But yeah, what do you guys think about this knife? Do you think it's worth 30 to 35 bucks? I mean, I think so. I really do. I think they definitely, like I said, reiterating what I said before, they definitely should have milled out these liners. There's zero reason for them to not mill out the liners, so they should have done that. But besides that, the knife is pretty good. Besides that, and a little bit of dirty under here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.